morning, and welcome to a very special episode of The Angry Astronaut. Thank you so much for joining me. It is still relatively early where I am at the moment, although not as early as it was before. We are waiting for Virgin Galactic to come online. Fortunately, they did not scrub the launch. They just delayed it because of weather conditions, or so they are telling us. So anyway, that's what our current situation is, and I'm going to be providing you folks with a little bit of commentary as the action takes place. Richard Branson, as a number of you may know, has made a statement that he is going to make an announcement of some kind after the flight is completed. Something that he says is going to allow anybody the opportunity to go to space. Perhaps this means that, one seat every now and then will be put up on a lottery or something like that. If that is indeed the case, I intend to enter that lottery. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And yes, I made Channel 7 News in Melbourne, Australia. They had a film crew here at the entrance to Spaceport America. They were talking to me and just found out I ran a channel and interviewed me out of the blue, and I got my 5 seconds of fame on Australian television. If you're interested, just go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Astro Angry, as you can see right there. Follow me on Twitter, and you can check out. It's like I say, I've got a 5 second clip, but if you get that on the news, it's a good thing, and they do mention the Angry Astronaut. So thanks very much to Channel 7 in Melbourne, Australia. You guys are the best. Okay, so anyway, just real quick, for those of you who are Patreon supporters, if you wish to put in your comments independently, it's on the live stream Q&A. Live stream Q&A, and I'll be keeping an eye on that as well, along with the rest of the chat. And hello, everybody. North Carolina, very close to where I'm officially from, although I haven't been back there for a long time. I traveled to Southern California to cover Virgin Orbit, and then I went to Colorado to stay with my father for a few days, try to reduce expenses a little bit, and then drove down here. Just so you know, I have a new thing that I'm offering through YouTube. I've always kind of been an exclusively Patreon guy, but if none of you folks are Patreon members, or some of you folks are not Patreon members, you can join up as what's called an Angry Advocate. And if you're already a Patreon member, you're already an Angry Advocate. And what that means is you're going to get some special access to Discord, the ability to DM me on Discord if you want to, get involved in some of the conversations with a very large, growing group of people who have been there. So those of you who are Patreon members, you're already Angry Advocates. But if you want to jump on board, you can definitely do that. So that's entirely up to you. Yes, the launch will be taking place in about 25 minutes. What I am the most interested in, to be honest, and I want to make sure I get her name right, Sarisha Bandla. She actually made the Hindustani Times. Obviously being Indian, I think this is a big moment for that country. She is going to be carrying out a 3-minute experiment on this mission. This isn't just about space tourism. The University of Florida has provided her with these little cylinders of plants, and she's going to be injecting them with a preservative right before launch, during the high G of going into suborbital space, Then she'll inject more of it during the microgravity experience, and then during re-entry. This is actually part of a long-standing study that the University of Florida has been carrying out to try to determine what the effect of microgravity and high G's and that sort of thing has on plants. And to some degree, their relationship with us, since they, believe it or not, share about half their DNA with us. So this has actually been a long-standing thing that they've been doing. So that's, in some ways, that is actually what I am the most interested in. What can really be done in just a few minutes of microgravity from a scientific standpoint. And as I said, these folks have done this in microgravity before, but it has never been done by an astronaut per se, somebody on the ship actually working with the samples. So, this in many ways, it opens up sort of a legitimate use for Spaceship Two, for VSS Unity, not just for space tourism. This is a NASA experiment, as I said, through the University of Florida, and they're able to carry it out, not for millions of dollars, but for thousands of dollars as a result of this technology. So, it's a new opportunity. And by the way, Blue Origin intends to do the same thing. They've established similar contracts with NASA. But I think all of you guys know what my opinion is on that. And as always, I will politely ask for any support that you may wish to give. If you want to join the Angry Advocates, it's right there at the bottom of the screen, I believe. There's a little join button there. Or if you wish to super chat, any sort of support whatsoever would be deeply appreciated, because this has been something else. Oop, something just came up. So in any event. Oh, thank you very much, Simcha, for the 1 quid. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for your support. So yeah, I am getting super excited. I'll tell you, I am. And look, there's our new little thank you that we have. It even highlights your tag and that sort of thing. This is all as a result, by the way, of the support that I get from Yorkshire, England, from ASN or another space nut. He's invaluable to this channel, and he's the one that makes this entire configuration work, as opposed to me staring over my glasses trying to see the chats and that sort of thing. Oh, thank you so much for joining Patreon, Fractal Elf. I really do appreciate that. And yeah, absolutely, I will stay angry as always. And Anton, thank you so much. Wow. We're off to a good start. I really do appreciate it, guys. You don't know how much of a difference this makes. Coming down here has been an involved thing. By the way, you may be wondering, what the hell am I doing sitting here? Well, the thing of it is the state police have cut off all the roads, as they do for Starship launches. The difference is they don't, there's no South Padre Island equivalent here. If I were to go to a location to where I could film, I would have no live stream access whatsoever. So I made the decision, since I committed to you guys, that I was going to live stream and do my commentary here. And I've got a guy on site, Randall Roberts, who has some really good photographic equipment, and he's going to be taking some shots for me with a ×300 lens, and donating the material to the channel for my post analysis. So you guys will definitely get some exclusive stuff, in addition to the exclusive stuff that I got yesterday when I got interviewed by Channel 7 News. Robert Alm, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your support. And Chris, thank you so much. Just jumped on board. The launch is going to be taking place in approximately 19 minutes. 19 minutes. So just go ahead and keep that in mind. We have a couple of comments here. Have VG given any information about the training the spaceflight participants have had to do during the flight? This is from Finkel's the mayor. Yes, indeed. They have had some training. As a matter of fact, 4 days worth of training, which is a lot more than the Blue Origin people get. Because remember, these people are getting out of their seats and they're going to be floating around for a few minutes, and then they need to get their butts back into place in time for re-entry. Otherwise, they could be injured or killed. So they need to get used to this process and get back to where they're supposed to be quickly. That requires a few days worth of training. 4 days is my understanding. And by the way, this is Blue Origin called this a high altitude airplane. BS. That's all I got to say about that. This thing has a hybrid rocket engine on it with more than 50,000 pounds worth of thrust, superior to the Electron. Okay, so if you have an engine behind you that is more powerful than what sends the Electron's cargo into orbit, I'm sorry, that's a spaceship. That's not a high altitude airplane. Give me a break. And thank you. Boy, some people have jumped on board. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I'm just trying to scroll up here and I can't. Just want to make sure I can see this real quick. I just got some mantle. I really appreciate it. Let me go ahead. Hold on. I'm going to check, see if I can. Can't even get to my super chats in this current configuration. Sorry about that. But Mantle, thanks so much. I really do appreciate it. Paul Wilkinson jumped in. So we got €5.50 and almost £5. Wow, you guys are the best. My European supporters, my American supporters, Canadian supporters, Australian supporters, New Zealand supporters. I mean, you guys are all over the place, and you are the best. And it's coming in like crazy. Once again, thank you so much. Deeply, deeply appreciated. You are the best. By the way, I want to say hello to Warhawk and just I don't know if this is an appropriate time, but a quick tribute to those who knew Warhawk. I just want to make a quick tribute to one of the most special people I have ever known. So in any event, I'll find a more appropriate time to do a more appropriate tribute, but nevertheless, I'm very pleased that this individual has joined us in memory of Warhawk. It was, like I say, a huge part of this channel and really spaceflight commentary in general. Ben, thank you so much for the £5. Really do appreciate that. My supporters in the UK always coming through, but supporters all over the world always coming through. We are 15 minutes away from going live. From what Virgin Galactic is saying right now, it seems highly unlikely that there's going to be a scrub. I think that this is going to be the real thing. How the cameras fix on a stable engine like a rocket launch like this without vibration? Boy, you got me on that one. I wish I could tell you. That's a high altitude airplane. New Shepard is a bottle rocket. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Okay, hi, Angry has Virgin Cloud. Let's see. Okay, really excited for today's launch, says Leon. Elon and Branson had dinner yesterday to calm his nerves. Would love to know what they were talking about. Yeah, it's actually been big news here in Truth or Consequences. Elon supposedly flew into the small airport that they have here and was transported under a lot of escort out to Spaceport America. So yeah, a lot of big names in the space industry here. So this is a very cool thing, very cool indeed. Yes, by the way, yeah, Mrs. Warhawk is the one who is joining us today, by the way. And as I said before, truly wonderful people, have been my dearest friends since I started this channel. Okay. Miko, I think, thank you so much. Another super chat coming online. You guys are the best, and let me tell you, this makes all the difference in the world. I'll tell you, because this is not a Starship launch. This is not something that gets millions of views or tons and tons of people watching this sort of thing. And also, you can't get 10 kilometers away from the launch and get a really good view of it. It's not the same circumstances, but we get to see it live, and you'll get my commentary. And I have researched the heck out of this. So yeah, and hello back to Norway, by the way. One of my son's favorite places on the planet. He's very fond of Norway, and one of his best friends took him there. So thank you so much, and Oz BB, thank you so much. More Australian support. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Wow. I am truly overwhelmed. Really, wow. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Okay. Yeah, definitely smash that like, smash that subscribe if this is your first time here. And once again, thanks very much for everything that's being done right now. By the time New Glenn gets into orbit, it may just get swallowed up by Starship, mistaking it for space junk. That's a great one. I love it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think New Glenn is potentially an amazing rocket, but come on. I mean, what's with the delay? I mean, Jeff, you've got billions of dollars to throw into this thing. Give me a break. I mean, your company's been in business for 20 years and you still haven't been able to get to orbit. As Elon says, can't get it up to orbit. So, it's just unacceptable. And right now, the whole thing that's happening with United Launch Alliance and Blue Origin is unacceptable. This has put United Launch Alliance in deep trouble. Very deep trouble right now. ULA, it's Tory Bruno. Just he tries, but he can't cover it up anymore. The ULA is very frustrated with the BE4 engines. The fact that Blue Origin is not putting their focus on the BE4s, but instead is talking all about this stupid new Shepard thing and the $28 million that they got from somebody who's going up on this thing. Come on. You've got engines you need to deliver for a next generation rocket that ULA is depending on, that not only ULA is, the Peregrine lander is depending on, that Artemis is depending on. Guess what? We're still having problems. We still don't have flight certified engines delivered to ULA, and that is unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Yeah, 31,000 people on the Virgin stream. But that's a good thing, though. I'm really happy that there are that many people excited about this. It's good to see that Virgin Galactic is getting this attention, because people have been waiting, including myself, ever since Spaceship One flew almost 2 decades ago. I mean, this has been a big moment, a very big moment for everybody. Once again, quick reminder, I was on Channel 7 News in Australia. Follow me on Twitter at AstroAngry to get more details on that. But there was a news crew from Melbourne, Channel 7 News once again, who were kind enough to interview me. I only got 5 seconds on the piece, but I was very grateful to them that they actually gave me a little bit of international exposure. That was unexpected and wonderful. Yeah, the problem with the sunglasses thing is the fact that I can't see the chats very well. Sunglasses are more of a thing I do on my recorded stuff when I don't have to worry about reading anything. I don't read scripts or anything. And, when I'm for my live, just about everything I do actually is unscripted. It's all ad lib. Comes from my background on stage. You learn how to ad lib when you perform plays. So anyway, I guess that's where it comes from. But yeah, so I can wear sunglasses for recorded stuff, but not for this. Yeah, I love ULA. Hate to see a company with the management issues let them down. Yeah, it would be awful. ULA, I think, are worthy competitors to SpaceX. I mean, there's a lot of companies that aren't, but ULA is trying out innovation, new forms of innovation to compete with SpaceX. Competition is good. Competition is a good thing, and Blue Origin is seeing to it that ULA's competition is about to go down the toilet if they don't do something fast. Could the new ULA rocket use Raptors? No, it could not. It is not designed for them. The Aerojet Rocketdyne claims that some of their new stuff could be adapted for it, but it still would probably take at least a year, if not longer, of redesign for that to work. So unfortunately, just wouldn't work out. So, all right. And hello back to Switzerland. Boy, I got viewers everywhere. Really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the support I've been getting, by the way. Wow, you guys have definitely been coming through. And once again, this is what allows me to be here to make these trips. Once again, they have closed off the public highways anywhere close to Spaceport America. With the equipment I have, the ability to film something like this with where you'd be able to see anything is just impossible, and there's no internet access out there either, so it's just impractical. But once again, the good news is I got a guy out there doing some filming for me, a fellow who volunteered and has some excellent equipment. So for my post-launch video, I'm going to have some exclusive stuff for you, plus the exclusive content that I got when I was there at Spaceport America. So let's see here, 8:20 or 6 more minutes before Virgin Galactic goes live. I'm on pins and needles. I'm on pins and needles. Let me tell you, this is a big thing. A year and a half before ULA gets shut down. Yeah. It is. It's a scary thing. If I was a ULA employee, I'd be really frightened. And the reason that they're in that shutdown situation, for those of you who don't know, is by 2023, if a rocket has Russian engines on it, anything that was not made in the United States, especially something made in Russia, then they're not going to allow military satellites to go up on it. So that's the problem that ULA is in right now, and they were counting on Blue Origin to provide them with these American-made engines, and they made a mistake. They shouldn't have done it. And if they didn't want to go with SpaceX because they were competitors, then they should have gone with Aerojet Rocketdyne. They made a big mistake. Could Vulcan not be refit for Raptor? Tori, no answer as of yet. Once again, I think the amount of time that it would take to redesign Vulcan for the Raptor configuration, it would be difficult. Not only that, Raptors don't run off exactly the same kind of fuel as the BE4, liquid methane versus liquid natural gas, so it's not quite the same thing. But nevertheless, boy, they're going to have to figure something out. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Blue Origin hired an ex-SpaceX engineer to lead development of New Glenn. Hopefully he's doing something hopefully he's doing something with the engines as well, whoever this person is. Tim, hello back to you to the UK. Once again, another British follower. Once again, thank you to those who have been supporting my channel, who've been tossing in super chats. And also, just to remind you, there's a little join button at the bottom. If you are not currently Patreon subscribers and you'd like to become part of the Angry family, an angry advocate is what I'm calling it right now, just go ahead and smash that button. It's only $4.99, and you get access to our Discord family. You can DM me if you're in the mood to do so on Discord, that sort of thing. So it's kind of an entry level thing if you want to go that route. So I've just been offering options to people. Those of you who are Patreon supporters, you're already angry advocates. You're already included in the family. So thanks to everybody for your support. Once again, 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. Boy, I am. I'll tell you, I'm nervous. This is a vehicle that has gone to space a few times, but nevertheless, it hasn't gone to space as many times as New Shepard has. And of course, everybody remembers the grim event that took place all those years ago with Spaceship Two. But that was a pilot-related error that has been corrected. It's something that never should have happened, to be honest. But what was happening is the wing feathering function was unlocked at the incorrect velocity, and the wings feathered at the inappropriate speed and altitude, and as a result, the vehicle broke apart. The feathering has to happen at Mach 1.4 or higher, and they did it at subsonic speed. They unlocked the feathering mechanism at subsonic speed, but once again, they didn't get really awesome training on that. So that's no blame really to the pilots. They should have gotten better training on it. There should have been some backup systems in place for that. That's what the FAA concluded, and I agree with their conclusion. And that is why it's taken so many years for us to get to this point, because I believe that Sir Richard wants to make sure that he has a 100% successful mission here. And yeah, I've got respect for Sir Richard as well. He's going up not with civilians, not with paying passengers, but with himself and his employees to prove that this is a safe way to do things. And that is a big distinction, in my opinion. I think that's a big distinction as opposed to going up into space with somebody who paid $28 million. Now, Wally Funk, that was a good move on his part. That was a very good thing for Jeff to have done. And I'm really looking forward to see what her reaction is to it, because she deserves to be going up with all of her background, all of her expertise in flight, and all that. So yeah. What happened to the engines on SN15? Your guess is as good as mine. They were hoping to relaunch, and it did not happen. I released a video about that recently, talking about how SN15 has not been relaunched, SN16 maybe headed for the scrap pile, that sort of thing. But I've got some speculation in there. And another super chat comes in. Cameron to bull crypto and stocks. So I'll give you a shout out there. Thanks. By all means, you are quite welcome. Boy, I am so grateful. Thank you so much for your support. Like I say, it's this kind of support that gets me to places like this. gives me an opportunity to at least go to Spaceport America to see VSS Unity, and I got some exclusive footage already, and I'm hoping to get some more today. So because I've got my own camera guy out in the field now who's got some good stuff. And like I said, the only reason I'm not in the field is because there is no high-speed internet access in that vicinity that I have access to, so I could not be talking to you right now. So that's the way it goes. Feathering mechanism is radical, and Sir Richard is very brave. Yes, I agree, Chris. That whole feathering mechanism definitely has some major risks involved. There is a lot of yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential issues with that. The time has come. We are now actually past time for them to be going live, and yet they are not yet live. That's kind of interesting. Of course, it's only a couple of minutes, but still, we'll see what ends up happening. When they go live, my guess would be just a few minutes before it actually happens. Okay, so now we have a still of White Knight and VSS Unity. So let's does my camera guy have a steady hand? I don't know. He's got good equipment. That's all I got to say. And I think it was very generous of him, given that I just met the guy. I think that it's very nice of him to have offered to provide me with some unique footage. Plastic Pinocchio, thank you so much. Really appreciate the €5.50. Really do appreciate that a lot. And by the way, at Astro rather angry, please underscore angry rather, please follow me on Twitter. A lot going on, especially the whole Australian thing, the whole Channel 7 Australian news. Very nice people, super nice people. I couldn't believe that they actually came up to me and asked my opinion on the whole thing. Can I verbally tell my fans it is not Elon Musk? He's not presently there, or anyway. As far as I know, the conditions there were some weather conditions that caused a delay of some kind. So I don't know if that is continuing to cause an issue or not. Hopefully, we're going to be finding out soon. Bear with me for just a moment, and good morning to Arizona, just next door to where I currently am. I was in your beautiful state not that long ago, actually, over the holidays with my son. He got to experience the Grand Canyon. We went to Meteor Crater, where I did a video about asteroid collisions and that sort of thing. So anyway, we will see what ends up happening. Okay, let's see. Bifocal sunglasses. Yeah, I've been asking about those actually. All right. Will the audio inside VSS Unity be broadcast? I really don't know. I haven't the slightest idea. It's definitely going to be a boy. A lot of questions have come up here on my live stream Q&A on Discord. I'm going to go ahead and do some of this really quick. Reaction control thrusters, not something you see on an airplane, and that is true. The reaction control thrusters on Unity allow the pilots to flip the aircraft around, give the passengers a view of space, give them a view of the moon, that sort of thing. So really, some awesome, unique experiences while they're in suborbital flight. Boy, VG is running 5 minutes late, or so, somewhere in that vicinity. So we'll see what the situation is. Do I agree that Jeff Bezos is taking less of a risk? Yes, I do. yes, I do absolutely agree that he's taking less of a risk. New Shepard has definitely proven itself to be a safe system. It's been tested a million times. Well, not a million, but a bunch. It seems very solid. At the same time, I don't think it's worth the money. Not for 10 minutes. So we had an initial delay. Let's have a look to see what's going on and if that delay is going any further. Bear with me. I'm checking on some of my own information. Boy, 343,000 people watching, and yeah, sure enough, it is just sitting there. We'll see. This, there's a variety of things. Anything can happen with situations like this. Obviously, I mean, all of us who are SpaceX fans have sat through hours and hours and hours waiting for Starship to take off. So there could be a huge variety of things. Never can tell. Never can tell. Um, Maybe they're relying on Starlink for the live stream. Okay, let's have a look here. They're moving? That is very curious because Virgin Galactic's own live stream is not happening. And I'm serious, I'm live with them right now. Got Zippo. Not too sure. Anyway, we'll do our best. Yeah, this seems like the better deal unless you can get on a SpaceX Dragon. Yeah, obviously going to orbit is a better experience. So we'll see. We'll see what this experience is like. We're gonna see it live for the first time. And this is Richard isn't out of makeup yet. That could be. That could be. So ABC has it taxiing. I'll be doggone. And another feed shows that the vehicle is moving. Very interesting. I wonder why their own live stream doesn't have this thing moving. Unless it's showing something from a previous mission. Boy, that's an odd thing indeed. You would think with third of a million people watching. Oh, yes, yes. So in this case, okay, yes, they do recycle VSS. Okay, so the plane supposedly is taxiing out right now. NSF, which is a great channel, by the way, they're not showing the plane taxiing either. So I don't understand what's going on and why Virgin would not be showing the plane taxiing and getting ready for takeoff. But just to be clear, NSF is not showing any plane taxiing or anything. They're pretty much just looking straight at the spaceport from the same angle that I was looking at it yesterday. So in any event, by the way, they have some special setups that give them internet access and that sort of thing. Great channel, but once again, they're not showing anything happening either. So this is all very intriguing. A third of a million people watching and nothing. That is weird. Maybe they want to wait until they've got wheels up before they make a big public announcement that they're taking off. Obviously, I can't show ABC News. That would be the biggest copyright strike in human history. But let's see. I'm checking ABC News right now. Okay, I'm not seeing a lot of that either. It's off the ground. Okay, NASA spaceflight is shown in the air. Boy, I'll tell you, this is disappointing. I don't understand why they would do this unless they want to just show the actual takeoff. Once again, guys, this is Virgin Galactic Stream. I can't imagine that they wouldn't want to show this. But yep, there it goes. There it goes. But in any event, yeah, it is in the air. If folks want to have a look at that, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. At the same time, it's the distance is increasing dramatically, but I guess maybe. Nope, there we go. We're finally live. We're finally live with Virgin Galactic. Thank God. Okay. I'm sure a lot of people were really, really confused about that. So it's real now, guys, or at least it was. They're showing us a countdown now for some reason. Yeah. So they're showing a countdown of some kind with their live stream. Unfortunate for them. Yes, that this is something for those of you who may have heard that ASN, my friend in Yorkshire, just pointed out that they could be waiting until the actual moment of drop and launch because that is a dangerous moment, and perhaps they don't want to show something that cataclysmic happening on live stream. That would not be a good thing if that were to happen. So right now, this may just be a little bit of their intro and that sort of thing. So we so yeah, this definitely looks like an intro. There's Spaceport America, obviously. You can take tours of this, by the way, but all of that needs to be done ahead of time. But yes, they're definitely doing this as a big run up. Well, I'll be doggone, Stephen Colbert. I did not know that. That is beyond interesting. There could be a lot of reasons for this, but once again, there is obviously danger involved. But just for your benefit, I'm going to check real quick
Island, but that's okay. That's how close we are. Friends don't have to ask friends
just
to
to
their
see
private
what
island,
the current
evidently.
situation is, so
To
at
be
least you
fair,
can see that.
it might be because I've spent most of our friendship making fun of him on TV. Folks, longtime viewers of this broadcast know that I have an ongoing feud with Sir Richard Branson, Virgin CEO and adult of the corn, Richard Branson. Sir Big Baby
Okay,
here.
so do a new
Having
one.
what some critics have called facial hair. That little tree sloth clinging to your chin. The grinning goat man.
Okay.
A cross between David Bowie and Pan the goat god.
Like everything else, we've got our own technical issues. So yeah, I guess we're we're showing some lead up here for some reason. Very curious. All I can think of is the fact that they're right now, just so you know, even though I'm a big fan of NSF and NASA spaceflight, things have gone kind of out of their perspective, and they're showing the flight trajectory that Unity and White Knight are currently taking. Just so you know, I think this has kind of gone out of their perspective as well. So in any event, of course, they're still reporting on where it's on its way to. Everything seems to be up, and
Seriously, he lost money
now it seems we've finally gone live.
Aboard.
We've finally gone live.
Today marks the culmination of Branson's dream. He and his crew will set off on a supersonic voyage in which they'll achieve a maximum velocity of more than Mach 3.5.
So here we go.
Enter zero gravity.
The moment of truth is approaching.
The vast expanse of space and seeing Earth below, our beautiful blue planet staring back.
Got some breakup here.
Then you have to ask the astronaut
from their feed, only to be expected.
For you. Oh, and I'm being told that there are no middle seats in space. Thank you, science. It's been a dream of mine to go into space ever since I was a child. Unfortunately, I cannot be on the spacecraft today. I had a thing. Also, I was not technically.
Oh, that's a lovely view.
But Richard was generous enough to give me a
from
spacecraft
behind White Knight right now. New Mexico is a beautiful place, guys, let me tell you. Having lived in Colorado for a long time before this happened, and before I came down here, or before rather I moved to South Carolina, I really enjoyed New Mexico in a huge way.
Never give up in the pursuit of even your wildest dreams.
So
let's now take you to
we're
where the action is
definitely
we're definitely
getting
where
there.
your other co-hosts are standing by. First, one of the newest members of the Virgin Galactic team. She's a science author, an expert.
Yeah, I'm not, like I say, I'm not sure about this approach. I think there may have been some concern, obviously, with something happening. We don't want to show. Well, I think Colbert is muted, right? I don't believe that we are listening to Colbert, at least not on my end of things. Yeah, Colbert is muted on the Angry Astronaut, just so you know. Okay, sorry. He is now muted. So in any event, he is. So we may unmute. We'll unmute perhaps at the moment of launch. So I don't know. Like I say, Sir Richard may have some sort of relationship with Colbert. Hard to say. And there we go with more commentary rather than a view of the ship. Are we going to just have to watch this thing afterwards? That is an odd thing. You're quite welcome, by the way. That was just an oversight that we hadn't muted him in the first place. Generally, the way I do things is I do my commentary, and if you want to hear their commentary, you can just go over to their channel. So we'll see what ends up happening. Oh, well, that's why they had to close off the roads, because Sir Richard was taking a bike ride right around the area that I was yesterday. And thanks, guys. I appreciate you folks showing up. By the way, that is Beth Moses on his right. She's been to space before, their astronaut trainer. Now on your right, that is Sarisha Bandla. Sorry, I tend to get that one a little messed up sometimes, the one towards the back. But in my opinion, she's doing one of the most important things on this flight, and that is a scientific experiment for NASA and also for the University of Florida. As I mentioned this at the beginning of the live stream, but injecting nutrients and preservatives into these capsules of plant life before the launch, and then during microgravity, and then during re-entry. Her whole thing is actually what I'm the most interested in. How much can you really do scientifically in that kind of time? That's something that's interesting. Yeah, I kind of feel that way a little bit. It is a bit like an infomercial. They may just be so terrified that something's going to happen here, and they don't want to see something like that happen on live TV. Something awful happened there. I haven't the slightest idea. Now they're actually, going back in time, showing us the takeoff, that sort of thing. Perhaps this is going to be a bit retroactive. I don't know. We shall see. But in any event, yeah, I'll be very interested to see. Like I say, Richard does have a surprise waiting for us at the end of all of this. He has given a hint that has something to do with allowing everybody an opportunity to go to space. Does this mean that there's going to be like a lottery for a bunch of seats on future flights? Hard to say, but if that is indeed something that's coming up, I would love it. Once again, please like, please subscribe, even though perhaps Virgin Galactic is letting us down here a little bit. Nevertheless, any sort of support would be greatly appreciated, and I have received some support already from you folks, by the way. Thank you so much for that. And by the way, you may notice there's a little join button at the bottom of the screen. That is to become an angry advocate. Now, those of you who are already part of the family through Patreon, you're already angry advocates. But if you'd like to join through that, gives you all kinds of benefits. But we've got something coming up soon. We've looks like they're actually showing us some live stream again. So we'll have a look. Yep. So we still have what I'm interested in is how long it's going to take for the actual descent from the time of ignition to the time of getting into suborbital space, and then to touchdown. That's gonna happen. So we'll see what's Elon's not on the Fiji. Okay. So I guess once again, it's not the entire crew, by the way. It doesn't include the pilots. But nevertheless, just to give you, well, that just went off. So and it's supposedly launched. Okay, so it's got to be happening here soon on our stream. We're waiting here. Waiting. This is the most bizarre excuse for a live stream I have ever seen. I really don't understand this. I mean, it almost demonstrates a lack of it almost demonstrates a lack of confidence in the product. Like they're so concerned that something's going to happen that that they don't want to show the actual drop. I don't know. It's very interesting to see what's happening. I'd be very intrigued to see what people's perspective is on this. So anyway, this is weird. I must say, once again, we are accustomed to just thank you, Tim. Thank you so much. Space launch drama takes it back to his kid, face glued to the black and white TV, holding a bowl of Cocoa Puffs. Mercury, Gemini, Apollo all had plays. Branson will get her done. Thank you, Tim. That made me feel a whole lot better about this. And what I was about to say is, guys, we are so used to watching Starship. We're so used to watching Elon doing his whole, let's go at all costs kind of situation. And there's nobody on Starship. Nobody's life is at risk here, guys, with Starship. So they can press the button and just go for it. So we'll see. We'll see what all of this means and what their rationale is on this live stream. One thing I can tell you, I don't have opinions about Colbert one way or the other, but I'm getting tired of watching his face. I want to see this stinking ship. This is really starting to annoy me. Okay, so now we're getting a little bit of background on all that. Okay, well, at least we don't have Colbert on there. We got Apollo on there. All right. So we're happy about that. At least we've got something associated with space as opposed to Colbert on there. And once again, I'm not saying I hate Colbert. I don't. I just don't understand. I don't see this being I don't see this being relevant. I think that they should have one of their own people doing commentaries on this. And then, of course, 2004, that was a very big moment, of course, in the history of this organization with the launch of Spaceship One. The first time that a privately owned manned spacecraft had done back-to-back launches to win the X Prize. This was a huge moment, And look at how many years they skip ahead to 2016, a full dozen years. I believe we saw Beth Moses there briefly. Not sure, but she has been on this flight herself. She is the astronaut trainer. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. And yeah, perhaps it has launched, and they are that concerned about it. I have no idea. So now honestly, we're just waiting for Virgin to give us something to look at. Besides just their background in history and the construction of all this. Yes, I would love to interview Branson someday. I would very much love to interview Branson someday. That would be a remarkable thing, to say the least. So yeah, going through their history. Yeah, the Descent's going to be a big part as well. Come on, guys. Let's show what's going on right now. Once again, making this into this a bit of an infomercial. So let's get the real thing going, guys. Come on, it's getting me angry. We'll see. We'll see. It is a long ascent. Yeah. So once again, for those of you, please subscribe. I've had a number of people who have tossed their support onto here. It does take a lot to get me down to these locations. I'm heading to Spaceport America after this is done. There we go. And please subscribe. And like I say, I've gotten some support from you folks already. Really do appreciate it. Deeply, deeply appreciative. So let's see. I guess if that is indeed live, I'd be more than happy to see that in the big screen again, if we can, ASN. Hopefully that is indeed what we are looking at. So they launch at approximately 45 to 50,000 feet, about 15,000 meters. So that is the launching altitude. Everything has to be ready to go. Everything has to, all systems have to be nominal. They've had situations where the engine has failed to fire after drop. Under those circumstances, then they need to glide back to their destination point. So we'll see what ends up happening with this. Chris, thank you so much. Your usual contribution and deeply appreciated. Thank you for the 10 quid. And like I say, it makes a huge difference to me, guys. A massive difference. I'll tell you, it's taken quite a lot to get me here, to get me to Southern California. All of this support makes a big difference. As far as I know, the tea time's already come and gone. We've been a little bit let down by some of this. They are continuing to get into position. I'm not sure what their current altitude is. Once this thing goes, though, it is going to be crazy. Thank you so much. Sailing on a summer breeze. So generous of you. I really do appreciate. Plane is still climbing. That's good news. That is very good news. This is a process. I have to admit, if I was on the ship, I would be on pins and needles. They are using a combination, actually, of liquid and solid fuels. This is a hybrid rocket engine that actually delivers more thrust than the Rocket Lab Electron, which takes cargoes to orbit. So it's a pretty sizable engine. You got a lot of power there, definitely. And of course, they're showing us the crew. Thank you so much for the £5. Spaceport Cornwall, Scottish rocket sites. Yes, a lot going on in Britain, and I definitely intend to be here. So yes, extremely experienced pilots. That's one of the big positives that I would say about this entire process. Is the fact that the pilots being on board gives so many options, so many fantastic things that pilots can do. Kelly Latimer, she is currently on White Knight. And by the way, they duplicate the control systems on White Knight in the same way that they do on Spaceship Two, so that people who fly White Knight can later on fly Spaceship Two. So these pilots are actually in training themselves. So it's a very cool system. I think it's a very interesting concept. Aussie Colonel, thank you so much for the 10 quid. Really do appreciate it. Jim Van coming on board with $20. Wow, thank you. So seriously, guys, thank you. Wow, that makes a massive difference to me. You guys are the best, and thank you so much for staying here. And so once again, we got the talking heads. At least it's not Colbert. At least it's somebody who, and that's Sirisha Banola, and I'm probably mispronouncing that. She, as I've said before, is what she's doing is one of the most interesting things. Can she carry out her experiments in the amount of time that she has at her disposal in this few minutes of microgravity in order for it to be a success? This is a NASA experiment at the University of Florida. They've done it in microgravity before, but they've never done it with somebody actually operating it. So what she's going to be doing, assuming they give us an interior view, a decent interior view, that's going to be a very cool thing. So I'm of all the people who are on board. I mean, obviously it's a huge deal that Sir Richard's on board, but what she's doing shows the validity, the importance of what's happening, and their ability to make something happen. Beth Moses, as I mentioned before, she's been up on this ship in the past. She is the astronaut trainer. She will be taking care of any future passengers, commercial passengers. She's going to be the one who is training you what to do over the 4 days or so that she'll be involved in the process on how to operate properly in microgravity, go float around the cabin, get back into position and such. And I think it's so funny that Richard Branson, customer experience or whatever he's supposed to be doing, his main purpose is to prove to everybody that this is a safe form of space tourism. He's putting his life on the line in order to put that to us. To answer these questions, I've talked a few times about it before. There are living people aboard this ship. A similar design had an accident which ended up in the death of one of the pilots. This is something that I don't think anybody wants to put on live TV. So it is possible that they have a bit of a delay on the stream, that sort of thing. Yes, what happened? That last crash, I talked about it before. They unlocked the feathering. The co-pilot unlocked the feathering system on the on Spaceship Two prior to the appropriate speed. The appropriate speed is Mach 1.4 to unlock the feathering system. So the feathering system was unlocked at subsonic speeds. The wings feathered and the updraft and the aerodynamic effects ripped the plane apart, ripped the spaceship to bits. And it is a miracle that one of the pilots managed to bail out and survive. A miracle. But sadly, the co-pilot, I'm not going into names and stuff like that. For all I know, one of that person's relatives is online because it wasn't his fault. It wasn't, because they were not thoroughly enough trained about when to unlock the feathering system. So, and there should have been a system in place anyway to prevent them from unlocking at subsonic speeds. Chad, thank you so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. All of the support I'm getting right now is massive, let me tell you. This is making all the difference in the world to my channel and to my ability to do these sorts of things. Yeah, perhaps they'll do it in space, not broadcasting. Yeah, catastrophic accident, that would be my biggest guess as far as I'm concerned. But so Richard has some sort of special thing coming up. We have a bunch of other stuff coming up. I'm going to go to my live stream Q&A real quick. I've got way behind on this, way behind. Wow, this is terrible. I do apologize, guys. Okay, I want to make sure. Okay. Live stream inside. Geez, during the descent pullout. Peregrine will go up on an Atlas V instead. Yeah, I would say that's probably the case. That is indeed probably the case. Alan Shepard was second because they wanted that extra test flight. Seems that Shepard is second. Do you think the ship will be retired for posterity? How many spaceships have they built in their fleet? Is this the only one? They do have a new one. Oh, wow. And while I wasn't looking, Paul, thank you so much for jumping in from Australia. And Tobias, thank you so much. Wow, people jumping in on the super chats again. Do appreciate it a lot, a hell of a lot. Let me tell you, as I say, it makes all the difference in the world to me, guys. It really does. So here we go. This is once again how PG seems to like to handle the live streams. Maybe they think people are going to get bored watching the airplane ascend all this time. I can't imagine why. But we will see what ends up happening. But so it is right now, let's see, at 8:52 a.m. At 18 minutes ago, it was at 32,000 feet. There's apparently a chase plane of some kind on it. I just got a little bit of information on that. So that was at 32,000 feet. And that was, as I said, 18 minutes ago that we got that information. So once again, who knows? This could be just Virgin Galactic, thinking that people are going to get bored if they're just watching an airplane this entire time. If so, they are making a big mistake because they are underestimating the enthusiasm of space freaks like myself. We want to see that just came up. That's what we want to see is, yep, an angry advocate just jumped on board. Thank you. Boy, we're getting close. We're finally getting close.
The 4 in the back and the 2 in the front really focused, but at the same time, there's this
Okay, we're coming. We're coming. This is the moment is finally approaching, guys. Thank you so much for your thank you so much for hanging around. So we are at the appropriate altitude, or if not very close. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's certainly a mixture of excitement and anticipation with our crew today.
Getting fired
but they
up.
will
The
all be
drop
focused on the
moment
task at hand, as you said, and preparing themselves
approaching.
to run through their individual test points. And on the subject of testing,
So
today's
really do
spaceflight is an
appreciate
opportunity
it.
for us
Unknown
to
error.
evaluate our
Thank you
cabin
so much
experience.
for
It's the
becoming an
environment where our
angry
passengers will
advocate.
cross the
Very,
50-mile
very
border,
nice. There'll
defined
be
by
wait
NASA
lists
as the
for
entry to
approximately
space.
4 minutes,
Let's
is
hear
my
more about the
understanding.
transformative journey that
I'm
our
going to
crew
time
are
it,
on.
just so you know. So we'll see. Get off the screen! Get off the damn screen! What is your problem? Good Lord, Virgin. What is your problem? I mean, seriously, I don't have anything against Stephen Colbert, but what is up with you people? Why do you think we want to watch this? Dear Lord. Ugh. I would rather watch White Knight and Unity, for half an hour than watch this guy again. Give me a break. Yeah, you want to see me get angry? I'm angry. Virgin Galactic, seriously, you are making a big error with this live stream. Stephen Colbert is a very popular guy. I got nothing against him, but this is not what we want to be watching right now. Coppermine, thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, good to know that other folks are angry as well as me. Thank you, Sovereign Soul. Really do appreciate it. Godspeed Unity when it finally gets going. Please keep Colbert the hell off the screen when this happens. We want to see this. We want to see this. Okay, so maybe T minus 15 minutes. If it was indeed, I'd be thrilled to just watch T minus. I'd be thrilled to watch White Knight and Unity for 15 minutes, as opposed to the stuff that they're showing us right now. Just show us the live stream. What the heck? So anyway, yeah, and then that's just footage. That's footage I've used on my own channel, actually. David Beal, thank you so much. I think non-professional going into space should be called an astroviator. That's a conjunction of Latin words for space traveler and tourist. Perhaps. I've got one thing to ask, though. What about the pilots? Because we've had, our first journey into space as a country, the United States, was technically a suborbital flight. So, do we consider that not going into space? Kind of hard to look at it. So anyway, now they're showing people getting excited about looking out the windows and all that stuff. People who are not actually looking out the windows. 45,800 feet. Yeah, I was thinking that they might actually ascend somewhere in the vicinity of 50,000 feet, or somewhere in that vicinity, rather than 44 and some change. But we shall see. Getting a look anyway. The shuttle, yes, this does land like the shuttle. Yes, that's true. I suppose that's appropriate. It doesn't land like that. I guess maybe they're trying to make a difference. I'm not. Unity reaches space by the United States standards. It passes the Kármán line by American standards. And as was pointed out by Scott Manley, there are satellites that routinely pass through the altitude that that Unity is going to go into, and it's their orbits don't decay as a result. So that definition of the Kármán line, I think, is valid. It is a definition that the United States uses as where space officially begins. So yeah, I agree, Aussie Colonel. Thank you for throwing in your opinion there. 80 kilometers is space by any reasonable definition. I would definitely agree. Chad, thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know. Very, very kind of you. So yeah, to me, it's not that. Look, once again, I don't dislike Colbert at all. I got no opinion on him one way or the other. It's just why is he doing this? He has nothing to do with this. I mean, I'd rather see a Virgin Galactic employee. Get him off the screen. My God, what is up with you people? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't get it. We don't have to completely eliminate him, by the way. We put him in the corner just to keep things up to date so people know where we are or whatever. Oh, we're back. Okay. Are we back to a live stream? Okay. Finally, we're figuring things out. This is what people want
I
to
had a
see.
chance to fly as part of the space
This
shuttle
is what
crew
people want to
twice,
see.
and then I flew on the Russian ship as the pilot once, and it's a little capsule, like they were talking about winged and capsule vehicles. But
Let's
both
go,
of them
guys. Come
needed-
on. Might be having some camera issues. That's the last thing you guys want on this particular launch. That is unfortunate. Yeah, I had a feeling. Since just made a comment that that they stopped watching Virgin Galactic stream because it was dumbed down, and yeah, maybe it is. Maybe they're operating on this assumption that people who are watching this don't know what the hell this is all about. And I think that that's a big mistake. Big mistake. Okay, yeah, they may be having some issues with their camera, and so that's why they're currently showing this angle. Hard to say. Hard to say. Until they can get that happen. Boy, I hope they don't lose their camera feed from other sources. That would be a bit of they got that back. They got it back. I know we're approaching, but 9 minutes. Okay. Thank you. Boy, I'm getting 9. I'm getting 7. I think we'll drop when it drops. So yeah, like I say, I'm not listening to their commentary or anything along those lines. So we'll see what ends up happening once we do get up to the drop moment. I believe the angular cut of the nozzle is to provide thrust in the appropriate direction for that upward slope on the horizontal takeoff. I do believe that is the purpose of the design. But once again, that is just a guess. Crew Dragon had lots of filler commentary. Yep, I suppose that's probably true. That is probably true. Okay, so we're getting close. The altitude is continuing to climb. So yeah, or if you were to be experiencing this, boy, I'll tell you, you'd be on pins and needles for a long period of time. 6 minutes to release. All right. This is looking real, guys. I'll tell you, this is looking real. All we need to do is keep Colbert off the stream. Once again, not because I don't like him, because he doesn't have anything to do with space. That's all. That's all. That could be use of comedy as a way to dissipate the stress. Yeah, Chris Hadfield is the Canadian astronaut. Interesting. Okay. Thank you for that information. Do appreciate it. Are we still climbing, or have we pretty much leveled out? Appear to have leveled out at 46,230 feet. Maybe a little bit of variation, but I don't see any evidence of further climbing. I think, oh, finally, here we are. Here we are. Sir Richard. Total poker face. Total poker face. T-minus 4 minutes. And for all we know, this is, for all we know, this is delayed. For all we know, they could be showing this just in case something awful happens. David Beal jumped in with some support. Thank you very much for that. Really do appreciate it. The drop altitude, it can be as high as 50,000 feet. But I think this is the altitude we're going to be looking at. How nervous does Sir Richard look? Hard to tell. I hope we get to see everybody else as well. Godspeed, guys. Godspeed. I'll tell you, I don't care what I've been saying about the whole Virgin Stream and Colbert or whatever, because now I am tense. I am really tense because anybody thinking suborbital flight is no big deal or whatever, this is dangerous what they're about to accomplish here. This is yeah, keep me in there though. Sometimes, folks,
and we have
let's get some opinions. People want to hear my reactions,
Mission Control Center. So we are 2 minutes and
or do you want to hear them
now?
Your choice.
I can only imagine what it would be like to be on board. This must be incredibly exciting for the crew. We're about 2 minutes out now, and once we get to the 30-second point, Spaceship Unity is going to arm the launch pylon. And then once we get to that designated point, the mothership
somebody just said both. Somebody said me.
The release, setting Unity free.
So yeah, let's get the
pilots and the spaceship
get their volume up.
And all agree on the launch.
And me as well, apparently. And I'm probably going to scream a lot louder than they will.
Yeah, it's a hugely exciting and focused moment right now.
Definitely.
All right.
1 minute and 30
I'll
seconds.
do my best. You know me, I get excited.
The spaceship pilots are also going to push the stick all the way forward to prepare for release.
Here we go. All right, so we're listening to both.
And things happen pretty quickly after the release. So the pilots are going to light the rocket motor and they're going to accelerate in level flight until they reach Mach 1, at which point they'll start what we call the gamma turn, where we turn directly up and head to space. 1 minute to release now.
Less than a minute.
So exciting.
Less than a minute. And given the delay, this has probably already happened.
45 seconds.
Climbing rapidly now. In the final seconds before release.
30 seconds. The Spaceship Unity pilots are arming the launch pylon now. We are armed for release.
Boy
20
Forge
seconds.
Tiger, I hope you're wrong.
10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Release, release, release. Clean release.
There she goes. Ignition.
Burn.
Yes.
There's Mach 1 trimming now.
Go. Go.
Trim complete. Unity is pointed directly up and heading to space. Things are looking great. We are 25 seconds into the burn now, approaching
Mach
Mach
1.8. 1.9.
30 seconds, Mach 2. Everything's looking really good and stable.
2.1. Already at 80,000 feet. Go, 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 baby, go.
45 seconds. 50 seconds, approaching Mach 3.
Mach 3.
There's Mach 3. And 60
Look at that
seconds,
altitude.
and that is a full duration burn, folks.
Oh
we are
my
headed to space.
God, that's fast.
And the passengers in the back have been cleared to unstrap. Our predicted apogee is 279,000 feet and climbing. The pilots are now unlocking the feather, and as soon as they do that, it's going to initiate a backflip for Spaceship Unity. This is normal. We want those windows pointed down towards the Earth to maximize that incredible view. So feather is coming up now, and the pilots are also enabling the RCS, or reaction control system, which is what they'll use to control
So
the
like we've
attitude
lost
of
the
the vehicle while we're
feed
outside the
from,
atmosphere.
we're showing telemetry.
All right, feather is all the way up. We are at about 250,000 feet now.
And now 250,000 feet.
We'll hear a word from our founder, Sir Richard Branson. Welcome to Space, Unity 22.
She goes. Unreal, given that this thing was just at 45,000 feet a few moments.
So it doesn't sound like we're cameras recording things
Still
today,
climbing.
and we'll be sure to capture his magical words and share.
All right, so now we're in descent mode.
We reached apogee 282,000 feet. Remember
back down.
Remember where you are, and remember
It is unfortunate that we're not getting to see what's happened from the interior.
Because today, space is virgin territory. The culmination of a life's work, more than a half a century since the world rejoiced in and was transformed by humans leaving planet Earth, Sir Richard Branson fulfills his long-held dream of experiencing space with his crew. Congratulations again, Richard, and congratulations also to Sarisha and Colin on becoming astronauts today. And welcome back to space to Dave, Mike, and Beth. Oh, you can see him now?
A little bit of, at least we're getting a little information on what's happening inside the cabin, but unfortunately they're having problems that I have sometimes.
So we are on the re-entry portion of our flight now, and the mission specialists are heading back to their seats. Our
Look at that rate of
worked
descent.
really hard on this portion of the flight to make it very
Wings
natural and
feathered.
intuitive for passengers. Now, when we talk about space travel, a lot of people know and expect the boost portion of the flight to be loud and thrilling. But what's interesting is re-entry is also very similar, as supersonic air is flowing over the vehicle.
So apogee at 86 kilometers. I'll take that.
On top of the cabin, which are audible to those inside. And for those of you on site watching on the ground, you should be able to hear a double sonic boom as Spaceship Unity once again breaks the sound barrier.
Still going supersonic, by the way. Now we're getting to see a little bit of re-entry.
All right, folks, we are now subsonic, just under 75,000 feet in altitude.
Now we're down to subsonic. Chances are we'll have the wings being properly deployed to go into glide mode.
Now, also note too, this is our first
Here
time
shortly.
transmitting HD camera data down to the ground and then out to a global live stream. So please do see some drops in the feed, but we still have some really great ground footage coming in here. Oh, there we go. Now we can see that is the tail cone of Unity.
Now we get a good view at least.
And the pilots are lowering the feather now. Now, as the feather comes down, the nose of spaceship is going to drop. This is normal and expected. Once that feather's down and locked, the pilots will begin a gentle pull up to a level attitude. And I'm hearing the feather is down and locked now.
Boy, look at it come in.
So at this point, Spaceship Unity is a glider, so it's all about balancing her potential and kinetic energy. So if the pilots want to go faster, they point the nose down, and if they want to go slower, they bring the nose up. And right now I'm hearing the crew's listening to a special soundtrack for the glide.
And everybody got back into position in time. I hope that we get some sort of recorded record of everything that happened inside the cabin. I think that was their intention, but unfortunately...
I don't know about you all, but I am still feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's
and
unfortunate.
We have
ran into some problems with that.
There's one person in particular who's
Tim.
going to be having
Thank
all
you
of the feels
so
right
much.
now. You can see him sending a congratulatory shake to his passenger, Colin Bennett, there with him. Let's see if we can connect with the crew again here.
But everybody back in their seats, everybody safe. I'm not sure how long they were actually in microgravity, and what I'm interested in is whether or not Sirisha Bandla managed to complete her experiment. Keep in mind, they're still up at 30,000 feet in glide mode.
This has got to be the ultimate birthday present
for those of you who think that that's not fun,
what was it like?
You've never ridden in a glider. You're talking to a guy who grew up around the Air Force Academy, so I've had my share of experiences in the air. And to combine launching into space with microgravity and then gliding back down, you know, getting a chance to catch your breath, that sort of thing, come in for a landing. I don't know.
Folks, again,
and
sorry,
honestly,
we're
I
not
mean,
this
doesn't cost $1 million
we do have
I
lots
mean,
of recording
it is
devices aboard the
expensive, but I think they're talking a couple $100 grand, something like that.
of
But
Richard
still,
and the crew up there
you know,
today.
that's not. And people definitely, we got some employees and such waiting for the arrival. Definitely a cool moment. Yeah, I definitely enjoy this. Andy in Colorado. Bruden62, I do believe that he's going to announce that they're going to be giving away some seats. That would be my guess.
One day built experiences. It's a complete experience for a lifetime. And now I'm looking down at a beautiful spaceport. Congratulations to everybody.
I'm sure at some point we'll get Sir Richard's commentary. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm actually sticking with you until the end of this process, until successful touchdown. Thank you, Unhinged Space. Really do appreciate it. Tim, I haven't heard from you in a long time. DM me sometime, my friend. I'll tell you, I miss you. By the way, Unhinged Space, great channel, great channel. Go there, subscribe, support what this fellow does. My friend in Australia, great channel by all means.
Party the rest of the day with like astronauts in the typical Virgin fashion.
So yeah, that's one of the advantages that I think this experience has is the glide down is kind of a fun experience as
So we are
well.
at 22,000
And
feet now and
just to
descending.
make
As
a
I
little
mentioned earlier,
comparison
Unity is a
here, if I
glider
can
at this
see
point.
this
So the
doggone
pilots right now are
readout,
discussing their energy management plan,
you're
and pretty
looking
shortly here
at,
they'll
we
be
have
meeting up with our
now
chase aircraft with
exceeded
Jamil and
the
Patrick to get some really
10-minute
cool visuals of Spaceship
suborbital
Unity.
bungee jump. That is to say, from the moment of ignition to the moment of touchdown, you would already
Now, as
be
the
slamming
crew
into the
and Spaceship
ground
make their way across
on
the
New
desert, they
Shepard.
are gliding over
So
one of the
I don't
most
know.
remarkable
I just think
landscapes
this
in the
is
United
neater.
States
This is
and
kind
the
of like a
largest
roller
desert in
coaster
North
ride,
America,
you know,
the
more than a
Chihuahuan
bungee
Desert.
jump. It's kind of like
The
the
area
difference
around
between
Spaceport
a
includes more
drop
than
tower and a
6,000
roller
square miles of
coaster
restricted airspace
at,
and high
at an
desert, which is
amusement
one of the
park.
reasons it
And
was
I
built
prefer
here.
roller coasters to drop
And of course, our
towers.
future astronauts will
Maybe
be able to
that's
take
kind
in
of, you
so
know,
much
where
of that natural beauty.
my
And, of course, we
position
also
is,
have
so
White
it's
Sands
hard to
nearby.
say.
White Sands National
Yeah,
Park
that
is just to our
haters are
east.
definitely
It's
going to be
visible right over
there,
the
you
Black
know.
Range Mountains.
Hey
White Sands, of
guys,
course,
I
has
hope
been the
you
backdrop for
enjoyed
so
your
many films,
experience. You
commercials,
got
and
people
music
talking on
videos, and
cell
it's known
phones.
for having the
That's too
largest
funny.
gypsum dune field
That is
on the
too funny.
planet.
So once again, I am very intrigued to see if all of this worked out for them. If there was indeed if the experiment went smoothly, you know, obviously they got back to their seats safely during the microgravity
So also nearby is the
experience.
Oregon Mountain
So
Desert
that's a
Peaks National
positive thing.
Monument, and that's nearly 500,000
But
acres of
yeah,
protected land that our
so
guest
an
families will be able
encouragement.
to
Thank you so
experience.
much. Please see if you can get me
And
to
even though
500
temperatures can hit
likes.
the triple digits in the summer
Please
here, we
like, please
also have
subscribe
cool
if you've
desert
not done
days.
already.
And
I've gotten
fortunately, our
lots of
pilots
support for
and
this.
crew can
Thank
stay
you so much.
comfortable
I
thanks
do
to their
appreciate it. By
spacesuits.
the way,
They were
I am
designed
on
with
my
our
way to
technical
Spaceport
spaceware partner,
America
Under Armour, and they're
as
absolutely
soon
beautiful, as you
as
can
this
see on the
process
crew
is
there.
over,
They're
to see if I
lightweight and
can
made of
get
flight
some
grid knitted
more
fabrics, which forms the spacesuit and also helps regulate their body temperature.
content for you guys. So it's because of the support that I've gotten from you folks. This is the sort of thing that makes these trips and these experiences possible. So really do appreciate. Yeah, think about how much Alan Shepard's suborbital flight cost. So now we're at 12 minutes.
So also to
I am
commemorate this
still
flight from New Mexico,
12,000
we
feet
reached out to the Zia Pueblo, who
up
gave
in
us
the air.
permission to
So
use their sun symbol
yeah,
on our spaceship.
I think, in my
This symbol is
opinion, it's
also
already
part of the New
proven
Mexico State
itself to
flag,
be
and
a
it's embedded
longer
with symbolic meaning.
experience than
The number 4 is
the
sacred to the Zia
suborbital
people,
bungee
and the
jump.
emblem
I'm not
represents the
even
4
counting the
directions, the
amount
4
of time it
seasons,
takes to
the
get
4
into
times of day,
position.
and the
I'm
4
also
phases of
counting the
life.
time,
We
you
are
know, it
honored
takes
and
to
proud to
glide
feature
back
this
down,
perfectly balanced symbol on
which I
Spaceship
think would
Unity's tail
also
cone,
be, you
as
know,
we
a fun
also celebrate our
experience,
new home.
definitely. So yeah, definitely a good thing.
Oh, you can see the chase in the background there outside of Richard's
Yeah, who
window.
knows? I'd be
The
interested to
pilots are
see how
coordinating with
Virgin
Chase now
Galactic
and
intends
discussing
to
their energy
get to
management
orbit
plan. They're at about
with
9,500 feet in altitude, and the runway
a
out here at
horizontal
Spaceport
launch
America is around
system, but
4,600 feet in altitude.
possible. The price is about $200,000, is my understanding. All right.
All right, we have 3 landing gear down and locked. Now the
Yeah,
pilots are going to be landing on
we're
runway
still
34 today,
looking
so that's
at
coming from the south and
about
towards the north for those of you
3,000
on-site
or
watching.
so feet for
And for the
descent.
non-pilots tuning in, those numbers
So not
represent
too
the
much
first 2
longer at
numbers
this
of the
point.
magnetic heading of the
It's,
runway. So for example, 34
but
is
still,
340 degrees on your compass.
I don't know. Just strikes me as being somehow
We are just
superior.
about
And this would
1,000
be an
feet
exciting
above
thing
the field
too.
now, and
As
on
you
final.
glide in, you get one chance. You get one chance at
500
this.
feet above the runway. 300 feet.
Here we come. This is
Over the
kind of a
threshold.
fingers crossed moment too, guys.
Main gear touchdown.
Beautiful
and we're going to hold
so
it just
far.
like this for a minute before bringing the nose down. Can see they're already celebrating inside there. And the nose is coming down now.
Everything straight, no crosswinds, nose down.
Touchdown. And braking. Look at that incredible drone footage here as we come in. And there is full stop.
All right.
A perfect landing. Virgin Galactic 4 mission specialists on board from our operational home base, Spaceport America. A beautiful day of flight. What a moment. Congratulations to everybody on board, and of course our very own spaceship Unity, who returned to space today. And of course we also saw beautiful flying from our Eve crew, CJ and Kelly, and brilliant work by our chase pilots, Jamil and Patrick, all of whom are still in the air right now. Great
So
job
near
to
as
you
I
all.
can tell, everything went perfectly. There we go. Everything
Ladies and
caught
gentlemen,
up.
there
Thank
it
you
is.
so
More
much.
than
Oh,
half
by
a
the way,
century
somebody
since
just
the
said
world
that I'm much
rejoiced when
better than
humans first achieved
Colbert.
spaceflight.
Thank
Richard
you very
Branson
much.
fulfills his
Really
dream
do
of
appreciate
experiencing
that.
space travel. Congratulations
So
to Richard
House of
and Virgin
Hell, there we
Galactic.
go. Thank
Congratulations
you
also to
very
Colin
much
Bennett
for your support. Oh my God, Colbert just came back. Speaking of House of Hell, and once again, I don't like the guy. I don't. I think he's fine, but I mean, he's sort of a political guy, you know. He's not space. Chris, thank you so much for that last second $20 Australian. Really do appreciate that. Oh, Judd, I'm sorry you just missed it, but don't worry, we'll be. Oh, Wayne, thank you so much. Boy, what a huge drop onto Super Chat that was at the last second. He met Sir Richard in 1982, successful, and has come so far in such a small number of years. Yeah, without a doubt. What an accomplishment. VSS Unity, safe on the ground, and a new moment in spaceflight now opened up. VSS Unity has now definitively been proven as a safe method of space transportation and space tourism, and hopefully also for experiments that can be performed in microgravity. It is my hope that that was carried out as well, so that there will be some practical use for this in terms of what's going to be happening with NASA in the future. I am on my way, just so you know, over to Spaceport America as of right now to see what I can see, to see if roads have been opened up, to see if I can have an opportunity to maybe catch a glimpse of some of these people. So at this point, I am going. Pardon me? The pod stream. Just make. All right, thanks. Once again, guys, just remember to smash that like, smash that subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter, and thank you for all the support that's come in from everywhere. The whole world has jumped on board to support my channel today, and I could not be more grateful. So until Unity takes its next flight, which presumably is going to be carrying paying customers on something that now has been proven to be a valid form of transportation to suborbital space for maybe not the average person, but at least not multi-billionaires or anything. Until the next flight comes, I urge all of you to stay angry about space.